The last session, and it's the last talk that we have in the whole series of Discover Your Passion Talk. I know you have gone through a number of talks, and this is the last talk. Okay, so and today we are really happy to have with us Frances, okay, to share with you her journey as a singer, songwriter. Okay, I was reading her profile. She was, listen first. Thank you. She was actually a law student before she became a songwriter and a singer. So let's hear from her how she actually discovered her passion along the way. Okay?
Okay, hello everyone. Hi. My name is Frances Tan Simin, and I'm a Singaporean singer-songwriter. And I'm so excited to be here with all of you today. Congratulations on finishing your PSLE. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much to Madam Lin and Zhenghua Primary School for having me. Some of you might remember me from a few months ago when I came and I recorded a Bukit Panjang National Day music video with my song Right Into the Sun. Can I have a show of hands which class that was? Wow! Hi! Okay, and then for National Day celebrations, I believe my song was also played as part of it. So grateful for your school's support for my music. Okay. Today, I will be sharing with you my music and education journey, the song story of my song Right Into the Sun, my writing and filming process of the song and music video, and also what I have been doing on my career journey thus far. So growing up, I always loved music. When I was 4 years old, it was my earliest memory of music. My favorite artist for the first time was Britney Spears and Avril Lavigne. And then when I got a bit older, my favorite artist was Justin Bieber and Taylor Swift. Do we have any Justin Bieber fans? Ooh. What about Taylor Swift? Yeah. I was very drawn to their catchy melodies at that age. And then as I got a bit older, when I was 11, I asked my mom for piano, drums, and guitar lessons. And in 1 year, I had all 3 lessons in P5. And then I stopped for PSLE because I wanted to focus on doing well for it. And then after that, during that 1 year, I learned the basics of the different instruments. And then from then on, I played by myself for fun by ear. And yeah. When I around the same age, I was in the primary school choir. I went to Henry Park Primary School. And then as I picked up the guitar, I started to play covers and post them on YouTube. And around that time, I also went for my first concert, which was a Justin... Yes. Which... Test. It was a Testing. So it was a Justin Bieber concert, and then I loved it so much that I told my mom when I grow up I want to be just like Justin Bieber. And for me that was a very courageous thing because I don't know, I felt like I was telling her something that was very personal to me. But to my surprise, she said, "No, that will never happen. Your music should only just be your hobby. It shouldn't be your career." And that made me really sad. So I told myself I will never bring it up again. And yeah, because I didn't want to feel embarrassed or ashamed of this dream of mine. And then when I was 13, I was very inspired by Taylor Swift's songwriting because I love how her lyrics always draw me into the story immediately when I listen to her songs. So I decided to Google one day how to write a song, and ever since then, I have been writing songs. But I always kept it a secret because remember when I was 11, I told myself, I'm never gonna tell anyone because they're gonna think I'm crazy. So I also told myself like maybe if I ignore this little voice inside, it will just go away and I'll be normal like everyone else and I'll be happy just treating it as my hobby. So I kept it a secret. And then I wrote my first song ever, which was called What Can Be Changed. It's actually out now on all streaming platforms, on Spotify, Apple Music, so you can check it out. Later on in my journey, I submitted it to the UK songwriting competition, and it got the semi-finals, so that was super cool. I will also be releasing a new version of it soon as part of my first album. Okay. After PSLE, I went to Crescent Girls' School for secondary school. Fun fact, I actually had a different dream school, but my grades for PSLE didn't allow me to get in, so I ended up Crescent Girls' School, which is also a very good school. But I just wanted to share that to encourage you that no matter what happens with your PSLE results, it's just one chapter in your story. And as you will see, I'll share more about my journey and how that led to one thing led to another, and now I'm doing what I love still. Okay, so in secondary school, I participated in talent shows. I served in the worship team at church as a background vocalist. And then for JC, I went to ACS Independent. It was at this time that I realized my love for writing essays. Because growing up in secondary school and primary school, most of the time the essays I would write would be compositions and writing stories, which was fun. But when I got to JC and I started writing argumentative essays, for some reason I enjoyed that a lot more. And now looking back, I realize it's actually very similar to writing songs, because you conduct research on a topic and then you decide on an angle for your essay, and then you choose your words wisely so that you can bring across your point in a convincing way. So when I developed that interest in writing, I decided to study law for my undergraduate degree. So yes, for my undergrad, I moved to London and I studied law for 3 years at the London School of Economics and Political Science. That's a picture with me and my friends in London, and then me in the school library after the day of my graduation. During my time at law school, I wrote a song called I Still Write Songs in Secret. And the story behind the song is that in my last year of law school, all my friends were applying for jobs to become a lawyer. And then I was reflecting deeply on what I wanted to do after graduation. And was when I realized that the little voice inside that, remember, I silenced when I was 11 years old, I told myself I'll never bring it up again. And maybe it will just disappear one day. I realized in my last year of law school that little voice was still there. And I realized, maybe it's not a figment of imagination and it's actually part of me. So when I realized it's not going anywhere, I thought to myself, if I don't listen to it now, I might end up regretting it for the rest of my life. And as I was reflecting, I picked up my guitar and I wrote this song called I Still Write Songs in Secret. And I will be performing it for you guys later at the end of my presentation. Thank you. It talks about how when growing up, your parents tell you you can be anything you want. You can be a pilot, you can be a superhero, a princess or a firefighter. And then when you get older, you realize that may not necessarily be true, or it might be something you actually need to fight for or convince them in order for you to pursue it. And thankfully, after I wrote the song, I decided to pursue my passion in music. I told my parents that I wanted to apply for a summer songwriters workshop in New York University, in New York City. And then they were like, what? You need to submit songs for your portfolio, like, you don't write songs, so how are you gonna apply? But little did they know I had been writing songs secretly. So I ended up getting in, and then once I got in, they asked me to share with them my songs and my application essay. And after they heard my song, I still write songs in secret, my parents say that it made them cry, and they decided to support me in my musical dreams. Yay! Yeah. And so in June 2022, I went to NYU for the Summer Songwriters Workshop. It was a 2-week program, and it was the first time I met so many songwriters in my whole life. Because I was put into a group of 42 songwriters, including me, and I was the only Singaporean. Everyone else was American. In Singapore, I only knew of one other classmate who writes songs as well. So it was so cool to meet so many people like me. And the professors are so talented. Some of them wrote songs that have been sung by Beyonce, Ariana Grande, Celine Dion, and it was such a privilege to learn from them. Yeah. And then at the workshop, they put us into groups of 3, and each day they gave us a prompt. And then we had to write one song every single day and then get feedback for it. At the end of it, we had 100 songs, and they chose 20 of the best songs to perform at the final concert. And I was so honored to have 3 of my songs that I wrote be chosen as part of the 20 songs. And then that experience was so positive that I decided to apply for a master's degree in songwriting, which I found out about while I was at the workshop. Okay, so now I'll share with you the story of Right Into the Sun. While I was at NYU, in my first year, which was actually last year, August 2024, I was approached by someone from SG100 Foundation telling me that they were looking for a songwriter to write a song in celebration of SG60 and in commemoration of the 10th anniversary of the passing of the late Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. And when I heard that, I was so excited, and I said, yes, of course I will write a song about this, because growing up I've always been very grateful to be a Singaporean and to have all that I have as a Singaporean. So I agreed to write the song, and then usually when you want to write a song, the first thing you need to do is find out more about the topic, either decide on a topic, or if it's a new topic, find out more about it by doing some research, and then decide on your main point that you want to bring across for the song. So I started off with watching some interviews and documentaries of the late Mr. Lee Kuan Yew and the founding generation. I also looked through some of his books, like From Third World to First. And as I researched, I felt that this is what I found. I felt that the main point that he tried to bring across towards the end of his career and his life was about whether Singapore would continue to prosper. I found this interview on YouTube. It was the NUS Kent Ministerial Forum 2009, where a young person asked him, what are the most important values and attitudes our youth should have to ensure that our country continues to thrive and prosper? And in response, he said something that echoed what he wrote in his book, which is that he was worried about whether the younger generation that grows up in a modern city as compared to their founding generation that grew up in slums and in a third world country, whether the younger generation would be able to understand that it took a lot of effort to get us from third world to first in only a few short decades. And whether we would continue that effort and keep building an even better Singapore, or if we would regress if we take things for granted. So, as someone who's part of that younger generation, I wanted to write a song that addressed this point and these main concerns of his. So that's when I decided on my angle for the song. And firstly, I wanted to give thanks to the founding generation for all that they had done. I found this speech online of the late Mr. Lee Kuan Yew where he said, "This is not a game of cards. This is your life and mine. And I spent my whole lifetime building this." And I felt so moved by it. I had watched it before when I was younger, but yes, it was a good reminder of how much him and his generation really sacrificed for us to have all that we have today. So I wanted to give thanks to them, and also secondly, acknowledge that all we have today is because of their hard work, and promise to keep building on it for future generations to come. Yes, because for the past 60 years they built so much for us, and I wanted to give this promise to them as part of the younger generation as we march towards SG 100. Next, I started to write the song. So after I decided on the main point for the song, I wrote my first draft. I did this while at NYU in the music room, and then after that I worked on editing it over the next few months. After the song was pretty much done, I created a rough demo. And then I showed the demo to my NYU classmate, which is there. That's him in his studio. I showed him the demo, and then the two of us co-produced the song together and had some NYU classmates play guitar, piano, strings on it. Once the track was almost done, I created a mock-up video of my vision. So while I was writing the song, I imagined the music video starting with the late Mr. Lee Kuan Yew's speech. And then that would lead into my lyrics that are giving thanks to him. And then I wanted also to have scenes of the beautiful scenery showcasing all that Singapore is today because of their hard work. And then I also wanted to have some shots of me and my band performing, which you will see later when you see the music video. After I finished planning the video, I found out that means I actually have to apply for a license to use the National Archive footage, because you need to have a license in order to use videos of the late Mr. Lee Kuan Yew and the other footage I wanted to use. So thankfully, the Prime Minister's Office, Ministry of Digital Development and Information, and Media Corp all approved of it, and I was able to get the license for it. And then I also had to apply for filming permits, because in Singapore, when you want to film a music video, pretty much anywhere in public that you want to film, you have to apply for a permit. And then on the 15th of March, I flew back to Singapore all the way from New York City. I took 1 week of leave from school because my professors were so kind to let me fly back and pursue this very meaningful project. I flew back on 15th, and then I had a few days to recover from my jet lag, and then I filmed the music video with me and my band with the videographer. A fun fact, for this scene in the music video at Marina Barrage, it was actually part of the monsoon season, because on the 18th it started pouring, and we managed to film this outdoor scene right before it started pouring. So the video camera guy was like, "Okay, we're done." And then we took our equipment, and then the rain started pouring. So we're so lucky to get to film it properly. So when you see that my hair is, flying in the music video, it was actually because it was gonna rain. After we finished filming, the videographer did the video editing and coloring, and then he was so talented, so I pretty much didn't really have to give feedback because he understood my vision right from the start. And then I performed on the 22nd of March, which is only like 3 to 4 days after the filming of the video, at the SG 100 Foundation dinner event, which is the whole reason why they asked me to write the song. They wanted me to write a song and then perform it live at their Lest We Forget dinner, commemorating the 10th anniversary of the passing of the late Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. In attendance was 400 guests, Madam Halima Yaacob, our former president, and many foreign ambassadors as well. here are some pictures of her giving her speech, and then a picture of Madam Halima with me and my band. On the same day, I was also so honored to receive a BOLD award, and which stands for Be Outstanding Living Your Dreams. It was given to me for composing and performing the song at the SG100 Foundation dinner. I was also appointed as the Youth and Arts Ambassador of SG100 Foundation. After that performance, I flew back to New York to finish my studies, and then once I graduated, I flew back to Singapore again, and in July, August, and September, I was a part of 25 shows in celebration of SG60. It was such an honor to perform at different Member of Parliament's constituency events, like the Nanyang Carnival with MP Ang Wei Neng, and then the Woodlands Galaxy CCE with MP Poli San, and many more. I also did one performance in Taiwan at the Singapore Trade Office, and then one in San Francisco as part of the SG Festival organized by Singapore Connect in San Francisco. And one of my favorite highlights would have to be when I went back to my old primary school, Henry Park Primary School, and I sang the song with the school choir. It was such an honor because I used to be part of the choir, and they learned my song and then sang it with me, so that was really exciting. I've also received radio play and interviews for What Can't Be Changed and Right Into the Sun. This was in June this year. I shared about my songwriting journey and the story of the song Right Into the Sun with DJ Ke Min on UFM 100.3. And then I was also on 97 FM with DJ Louisa, which was so cool. It was my second time on the radio. And then, yeah, I played the song. She played my song, and I shared the story as well. And I also had my first podcast interview on a podcast called Call Us Daddy with Fly Entertainment artist Alan Wu, where I did the podcast with my parents, sharing about my journey in law, music, and songwriting. If you want to check it out, it is on YouTube. Recently, I also got my first ever news feature, which was crazy. It was in San Francisco as part of the SG60 Singapore Festival organized by Singapore Connect. I performed my song Right Into the Sun along with songs off my first album, which will be out soon, and the festival is featured in the news. And then even more exciting things, like one of the coolest things I feel that happened lately is the public screening of my music video, where Shaw Theatre's Lido, Balestia, and Jewel, they screened my music video from 19 July to 17 August. Our Tampines Hub also screened my music video for the whole month of August this year. And I'm so grateful to the People's Association who made it happen. Schools all around Singapore also shared my music video, and one of it was your school, and then my old school, ACSI, ACS Primary, etc. And then one other piece of exciting news is in 2024, in December, I submitted my song Just Me to the UK Songwriting Contest, and I won the competition for the singer-songwriter category. This song is already out on all streaming platforms, and the music video is also on my YouTube channel, so you can check it out if you want. It will also be part of my first album. Okay, so what I'm doing now. I'm currently actually living in Nashville, Tennessee, which, if you didn't know, is known as Music City in the US. There's three major major music cities in the US: New York, LA, and Nashville. And Nashville is a city that is so beautiful. It's kind of like Singapore. The trees are so green, the sky is so blue, and then there's live music everywhere. I'm currently writing and producing my second album there. And I'm also working on releasing my first album, which will be out soon. And this is the track list, sneak peek. You can follow me if you want to listen to it when it's out. In conclusion, I just wanted to say to all of you that I hope that my story inspires you guys to follow your dreams, to have courage to follow your dreams, because all of these things that I just shared with you wouldn't have happened if I didn't listen to the little voice inside me and if I just followed the crowd. For me, in my last year of law school, when all my friends were applying to be lawyers, and while I really enjoyed law school, I had a desire in my heart to pursue a passion of mine, which is music, which I always dreamed of from a young age. It was a really scary and difficult decision for me, but I'm so glad that I made it, because now I have all of these experiences and I never thought I would be standing here sharing all of this with you today. Every one of us has a special gift, and I hope that you will all embrace your uniqueness, because your uniqueness is what makes this world a better place. When I was younger, something I wish I would have known is that there is no one right path. Everyone has their own journey in life, and we all just need to take one step at a time. Also, I wanted to share with you that as you look over my whole journey thus far, PSLE and O levels and all that was just one chapter of my life. So no matter what results you get, whether you get into your dream school or not, it will just be one chapter, and that's not the end. And you will see how, when you look back, how everything makes so much sense. Secondly, I also wanted to share with you that during my school journey, I always turned to songwriting when I was feeling stressed. So like I shared, when I was feeling so stressed in law school, I wrote a song called I Still Write Songs in Secret. And I hope that my story will inspire you to find an art form that you like. Whether it's drawing, singing, songwriting, painting, art is so good for our mental health because it allows us to express ourselves, it helps us to process our emotions and discover ourselves. Lastly, I hope that my song, Right Into the Sun, will inspire all of you to be grateful for all that we have today. Singapore is such a special country, especially having lived overseas for a few years now. Singapore is so clean, so safe. We all have good education and nice housing. And that is not the case for every country in this world. So we're so blessed, and I hope that everyone will promise to keep putting in the effort to build an even better Singapore for future generations to come. Thank you so much for listening to my talk, and now it's time for some music. First, I'll be singing for you guys. I will be singing I Still Write Songs in Secret first, but yeah, you can. Yeah. So first I'll be singing I Still Write Songs in Secret. I hope you like this one. It's a really personal story. And then I will sing Right Into the Sun as the finale. You told me when I was young I could be anything I wanted. A pilot or a superhero, Imagine in a crowd of people screaming out the lyrics to the song I wrote. Yeah, I was only 4 years old when the dream inside my heart was born. Guess it never went away. 'Cause up until today, I still write songs in secret. I guess along the way, I felt I was being stupid. Society tells me I'm supposed to be doctor, lawyer, or a failure. So I tucked away those dreams, 'cause if it's crazy. Singers never make enough money. World. But what if I be doing anything else? This is to write these songs, 'cause it's never gone away, and it'll never go away. And I'll still write songs in secret. Why can't you just let me be myself? Why do I have to be like everyone else? We're all different anyway. We're not meant to be the same. And I still write songs in secret. Yeah, I always write songs in secret. Why does it have to be a secret? Now it's not a secret. Thank you. Next, I will sing Right Into the Sun. Yeah. The flyers you will receive has the song lyrics of Right Into the Sun on the back. And then on the front there's the QR code that if you scan you can check out the music video if you want to at home.
All right, can we?
And let there be no mistakes about it. Whoever governs Singapore must have that iron in him. This is not a game of cards. This is your life and mine. I spent a whole lifetime building this.
You spent your life building this for me. From slums to a modern city, none of it was easy. When no one else believed, you rallied us together, gave us hope and a future. Now we're living in your legacy, and we want to thank you for everything. So we look ahead and right into the sun. Our journey's just begun. We'll build a better tomorrow for those that will follow, just like you did for us. Yeah, we look ahead and right into the sun. Every challenge will be won. We'll build a better tomorrow and follow that rainbow. It was your dream for us to ride into the sun. With the strong foundation that you laid for me, we're standing on your shoulders in a world of endless possibilities. And all our wildest dreams are now within our reach. What was once a distant vision is now becoming reality. So we look ahead and right into the sun. Our journey's just begun. We'll build a better tomorrow for those that will follow, just like you did for us. And we look ahead and right into the sun. Every challenge will be won. We'll build a better tomorrow and follow that rainbow. It was your dream for us to ride into the sun, right into the sun. We'll shine brighter, fly higher, together, standing on your shoulders. We'll shine brighter, fly higher, together, standing on your shoulders. We'll shine brighter, fly higher, together, standing on your shoulders. So we look ahead and right into the sun. Our journey's just begun. We'll build a better tomorrow for those that will follow, just like you did for us. Yeah, we look ahead and right into the sun. Every challenge will be won. We'll build a better tomorrow and follow that rainbow. It was your dream for us. It was your dream for us. It was your dream for us to ride into the sun. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. If you want to have an encore and then you'll sing along with her, I will extend your recess, don't worry. Alright, can we have more enthusiasm? You know, I'm so Francis was like screaming and none of you were like that.
Okay, let's one more time. Let's sing it together. There's the lyrics on top.
Alright, can we have... Please sing along together, alright?
Please sing along with me.
game of cards. This is your life and mine. I spent a whole lifetime building this.
You spent your life building this for me. From slums to a modern city, none of it was easy. When no one else believed, you rallied us together, gave us hope and a future. Now we're living in your legacy, and we want to thank you for everything. So we look ahead and right into the sun. Our journey's just begun. We'll build a better tomorrow for those that will follow, just like you did for us. We look ahead. Every challenge will be won. We'll build a better tomorrow and follow that rainbow. It was your dream for us to ride into the sun. With the strong foundation that you laid for me, we're standing on your shoulders in a world of endless possibilities. And all our wildest dreams are now within our reach. What was once a distant vision is now becoming reality. So we look ahead and right into the sun. Our journey's just begun. We'll build a better tomorrow for those that will follow, just like you did for us. And we look ahead and right into the sun. Every challenge will be won. We'll build a better tomorrow and follow that rainbow. It was your dream for us to ride into the sun, right into the sun. We'll shine brighter, fly higher, together, standing on your shoulders. We'll shine brighter. Put your hands up, fly higher, together, standing on your shoulders. We'll shine brighter, fly higher, together, standing on your shoulders. So we look ahead and right into the sun. Our journey's just begun. We'll build a better tomorrow for those that will follow, just like you did for us. Yeah, we look ahead and right into the sun. Every challenge will be won. We'll build a better tomorrow and follow that rainbow. It was your dream for us. It was your dream for us. It was your dream for us to ride into the sun. Thank you, everyone.
Alright, thank you, Francis. I see that some of you are really enjoying, like as though it's a real concert, singing along with you. Okay, we really want to thank Francis for being here. Alright, shall we do a review? Maybe the photographer can. The boys at the back, you're not ready yet. I know you can have fun, but there's also time that we need to be serious. Alright, just want to really say a very big thank you to Frances. Okay, just wanted to share, she actually woke up at 4 plus this morning. Alright, to update the slides, she actually did the slides until really late last night, and then this morning she woke up to edit some of the slides. Okay, so this is her first ever sharing about her personal journey, and you are the very privileged group of P6 students who's hearing this from her. Alright, shall we give her a very big round of applause for all the efforts she put in? Alright. I thought we should. I thought we should also give another round of applause to her family members who are here to support her as well. Her parents and her grandmother are also here for her very first performance and presentation and performance, right? Yes. Thank you so much. Much. Alright, now I'm going to dismiss you for recess soon, but before that, I will need all the booklets to be passed back to the front.